Hello everyone.
Hello.
Today we are having a subject that actually is older than our channel. We are talking about
Diamond paintings.
diamond paintings, which is something we have discovered at our first trip to Action, which was like one of our, if not the first video that we uploaded here about the stuff that we bought there. And something we haven't shown really, I think, was this.
This is a complete one that was done. It still has the protective film on it.
Yes, which does not come like this is. We will explain later why it is being cut into stripes.
Yes, you cut it into strips like this. So you only expose the area where you're working. So for example, you start in this corner, so you only cut a little bit so that you only expose a little bit of the stickiness at once, because you don't want to expose too much, because if it gets dust or dirt on it, then it's not sticky anymore.
Yes, we should maybe explain this first. When you are unboxing one of these, it doesn't look like this is now. What you see here is a lot of little shiny rhinestones, or in the terminology of diamond paintings, I think they call them drills or just diamonds for simplicity's sake.
Yes.
And you basically have to put them on the image that you see here, which isn't shiny, it's just basically printed on and it's being coated by a sticky film. And
Yes.
the rhinestones are now being put like in like some sort of crossword puzzle on this image, on the fitting number, so that in the end you end up with this like a shiny thing that you can frame, put against your wall. We haven't done that yet because it needs to be sealed first for protection's sake.
Yes.
So it has been spending its days so far in our wardrobe.
Yeah, attached to this coat hanger with a few of these. I extended the bit here with some masking tape, so these are not exactly pinching on these stones because they might become loose. So literally this is attached here with the pegs and it hangs in our wardrobe until we are ready to frame it. And speaking of which, at one point one of us were taking out a coat and this fell and a few stones fell off it.
Which is always like a little bit of a dramatic moment when you notice it, because, oh no, it's breaking.
Yeah, it's breaking. It's still sticky. I will pull in with a close-up shot here. And here are the missing ones. You can see there that over there's a bunch of R's and U's that are exposed. Once I get that shine off there we go. There's a bunch of R's and U's that are exposed. These are the diamonds that have fallen off when it fell in the wardrobe. And now when you are... It's still sticky because this has been left on there. And every time you're finished with one of these, you are always left over with a lot of leftovers. They always give you more than you need, which is a good thing.
Which is a very good thing.
Very good thing. So what we're going to do, you can explain about the, I think they call this a stylus.
I think it's called a stylus. Well, that's what it is.
Yeah, it is a stylus.
It looks like a ballpoint pen, but there is like no, what you call it, there's no lead. Is the thing you write with the ballpoint pen called a lead? I'm not sure. But you know what I'm talking about. There is nothing in there that writes, but it's basically like a hollow tube.
Yeah.
And with that hollow tube, you basically poke this little piece of wax, like so. Boop. Now what happens is you can see it made a hole here and the wax is sticking in the stylus.
So you can see that there's a bit of wax in there and that is sticky. And what we're going to do now, if you could take the close-up cam.
Sure.
So I'm trying to keep it more or less located into this area. And it won't... There we go. Okay, so this is the R color here. I always keep them in their packets the best I can, and I always try and seal it up again with masking tape.
Yes, because if those get mixed up with each other, say goodbye to your set, there is like zero chance that you will be able to figure them apart again.
Exactly, so I'm always very careful on how I sort these, especially when you have a bigger painting like this. So
this if we just maybe quickly explain, this little boat thing is supposed, when you shake it, to put them in the right orientation, because there's like a flat side and a pointy side. And then you do just this. You basically pick it up with the pen or the stylus, and then you put it down. It sticks to the what you call it, the canvas, the photo, and it sticks there hopefully forever.
Yeah, sometimes you get a little piece of wax stuck in there as well, but that's to be expected. Okay, that's all the R's. I almost put them in the U. So now I need to get these. Just gonna go off camera for this. So now we're going to move on to the other color that's missing there, which is the U, which is there.
So I'm not sure if you will be able to see the actual letters because of the reflection of our light. I think there we go.
Yeah, the light is reflecting off the glue. I'm just trying to open this.
It's a very shiny affair.
Yeah, that should be enough. I took a few less. Here's one of the ones that, I don't know if that came out the packet now or what, but...
I think it did.
Okay. So, then we're just going to put these very quickly where they belong. So, again, these are the round variant. And this picture in particular had a lot of colors. I can't remember exactly how many colors. And you always need to remember the bigger your diamond painting, the more colors it's going to have and the more details it's going to have, which is a good thing.
Which is a good thing. And we say that it normally should have more colors the bigger it is, to which we are getting in a moment.
So with all the completed paintings that I've done, I basically have this box where I store all of these colors. Just in case you have an incident where it loses a few stones, so you could put them back.
Yes.
But yeah, when they are complete, I keep them in here, and these ones came with the most annoying kind of packaging. Basically, it's like for ramen noodles, your seasoning comes in packets like this, so it's kind of annoying. I always just slit it slightly in the corner and only take it as a need, and when I'm done I always seal it with masking tape.
You have to realize that again, if you, I'm not sure how well this goes over in this video, but these little rhinestones are the tiniest ones. These are smaller than what you normally would have on your clothing or anything.
Yeah.
And you really need like the tiniest bit of openings in these bags for them to spill out horribly.
Yes.
If you are not paying good attention. So always be careful there.
Yeah.
Or you will have a mess.
So when I'm working on one of these, I obviously don't keep them in a box. Instead,
we bought something like that.
Yes.
Which is basically just a cheapo plastic little container thing that you can open like this. There's several compartments. I mean, you can also put other things in here, but I mean, this lends very well to this kind of thing because you can have as many as you want. There's one of these little trays sticking to this, and everything is neat and sorted as long as you're working on it, and then later on you can put it into storage. Yes. Like you've seen before.
Yeah. So yeah, these are always nice to have as you're working. I always try and sort my colors more or less in groups according to the sections. Like I would try to keep all of these colors in one container, all of these in one, so it's easier to grab more or less what you want.
Indeed. Again, you can also use these things obviously for other hobby activities that involve small pieces, but especially for that, those are ideal.
Yes.
So we're taking everything out of the picture now, so we can show off other things, because that's not all.
So at Action we bought another one.
Which is a smaller one.
Much smaller. So this is of a cat, and you can see it was also hanging in the wardrobe.
But obviously with this one we do not need to donut. Obviously with this one we do not need to be so careful because there's barely anything on it.
Yeah.
Which means that you can nicely see the underlying image.
Yeah, so here we have a cat. Let me just bring a close up here so you can see. So basically you can see that this one is using numbers as well as letters to convey the colors that you need to use.
In a way, I think this is a lot like, what's it called, cross-stitching?
It could be.
Because also there on the actual, well, what you call it, on the actual plans for the shapes that you are cross-stitching, there are also like certain numbers that indicate colors of the fabric that you're using or the wool. Basically, it's the same system.
Yes. So this one here, its colors are, yeah, its colors. Okay, yeah, this are stuck on here with a bit of, I think what everybody calls blue tack, just so the tray didn't get lost. So basically, you can see this one came with a lot of black for the background,
Yeah,
which is signified by the letter K.
Which is, you notice a lot of this is just the same thing.
Yeah, so this one, it will be a very colorful image when it's done with the cat popping out on a very black shiny background.
Yes. Just maybe so you see what this actually looks like almost when you take it out of the packaging. You also notice this one has like a lot less colors than the other one.
Yeah.
Which for this particular motif works very well.
Yeah.
But,
and here's the big but in everything. So we went to Woolworth a few years ago when we bought these diamond paintings, and we thought we were scoring something nice.
We bought this.
We bought at Woolworth for €8.
You can see, although, well, you will see the point what we are getting at in a moment, but you can also see how these are normally packaged. Normally you can get them in this kind of like square packaging.
Yes.
It's like rolled up inside. And you can see the picture that you're getting.
The picture looks very nice. You can see that there are a lot of colors, and it resembles that cat one that we just showed very much.
Mm-hmm.
Black background and very vibrant colors that are supposed to convey, well, I guess this is a cougar. It doesn't look very much lion judging by the shape of the head. But that's just me over-analyzing.
Random wildcat.
Now, I always say it's a cougar or a mountain lion, but... So instantly we are starting to get a bit disappointed here. That background is more of a green color.
It is, well, it's a dark green, yes.
But look how awful this is in comparison to that picture. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different shades just in this little area, which is only been put as 3 different shades. They have literally skimmed and made an absolutely hideous image.
If you maybe are into computer games, you will know the term anti-aliasing. That's when you have these old school, very old computer games from the Nintendo era, where you can count the actual pixels that are in the image, and this is what you get here.
This is
on
awful.
This one, this is like a 2023 or 24 nice picture, and this is like 1985.
Yeah, this is horrible because, again, these shades here, there are 3 different shades and they've just molded it into one color. I'm very, very disappointed with this, to the point I don't even want to do it, but I might figure out something with leftover rhinestones from the other paintings we have done.
Just to make it a little nicer.
Because I'm sorry, this is hideous. This looks like a colorized photo taken with a Game Boy camera.
Basically, yes, it does. It's a good analogy.
Yeah, it's not very good. I was very disappointed with this one, to the point that it has literally been lying on the shelf under our coffee table since we bought it, because I just can't bear myself to even look at it anymore.
Yes, when we were just like sitting down and we were like, okay, we want to make this video, I was looking under the table and it was like, hey, finally we get some use out of it.
Yeah, showed off in a video how disappointed we are. And some of them have a color legend on the side here, and sometimes you get a color legend on the paper that comes with it, but this one is just printed on there. This is awful.
Yeah.
Absolutely not recommend, because this is just disappointing.
So you have to pay like a little bit of attention when you buy these things, especially if you are buying them from like smaller shops.
Yeah.
Regarding the price, I mean, this one was pretty cheap, €8. However, the one we showed at first, I think it was €5.
Yeah.
And it looked way, way better. There are, however, online shops that have admittedly very nice pictures on it.
But you also need to be careful.
You do, because...
Now, I bought this one of our friends at wish.com. And it's complete and it's a beautiful image.
Wish.com, what can go wrong?
Okay, this one has been also hanging in the wardrobe, and this one I actually sticky taped the sections back together just to keep it neat.
And I mean, it's admittedly, it's a very nice picture.
It's very nice, but unfortunately this is stolen artwork. I can't remember the artist's name at the top of my head, but I'll put their Twitter handle over here. This piece of artwork by this artist has been stolen so many times, and I unfortunately did not know that this was stolen artwork when I bought it.
Yeah, I think we were like browsing the internet idly one day, and then suddenly you were like, hey, isn't that the image that we have there? And we were both looking and we were like, oh dear.
Yeah, oh dear indeed. So this is stolen artwork, which is horrible as an artist as well, who barely gets commissions anymore.
Yeah.
This is not a nice thing, having your artwork stolen like this.
So
please be careful.
What can we say? I mean, you cannot as a customer know all the time what you are buying, if this is like legit use or if they have just like ripped it off someone. But especially when you buy stuff off Temu, Wish, or what are these other pages called?
Shein.
Yeah, maybe give it like a Google image research before that, if you find maybe something else that looks like it. And if there is like a person behind it that is already complaining about their art being stolen, which the artist here did a lot.
Yeah, the artist has. This is one of their most stolen images. It's been reprinted onto hoodies without his permission, and that's just not cool. So I'm bringing up this one. This one was gifted by my friend Saulwolf. Now, the origins of this image, I don't know if it's stolen, but I don't think so.
We haven't found anything.
I haven't found anything related to this
image.
Since
we got a little suspicious, as we just told, but we were not able to come up with anything.
Yeah, this one I could not find the origin, so I assume that this is made for this. So this one, I want to talk about quickly. This one is the only one that we have that uses square drills, which I'll get a close-up of. This one is not finished, as you can see. Okay, so here's a close-up, and you can see that they fit very snugly and they don't show any of the, I'm just going to call it a canvas in between. And you can see there that there are still colors that I need to put there, but you can see they fit very snugly. And this is normally what people will go for when they want to do diamond painting, is to try find ones that have square drills, because overall they just give a more pleasant experience to work with, and
yes.
I think it also looks a bit nicer.
Well, I would say if you are having this hanging against the wall, you won't really notice the difference until you just like go very close to it. But due to the fact that these are square, they are easier to work with because you do not have any gaps to maybe shift them around with. It's a bit easier.
Yes. So yeah, again, you can see that I've been working in sections, in 3 different sections. That's why I always have this cut in slits. I never fully remove these. The protective plastic will be fully removed once these are sealed and ready to be framed. So this one has, out of all the diamond paintings, all the ones we showed are the only ones that we have. So again, I've been storing them in these, but this one came with the best way to actually have these sorted. They actually come in individual little bags that actually seal, which I do appreciate. And this is also the only one that we got that has this part that attaches to the top of the stylus. And the idea is that you're supposed to be able to pick up about 4 of these at a time and, you know, go in big areas. But I find it not very accurate, and that I don't know, they're not all made equal, so they don't all stick in there, so it's always a bit fiddly, so I choose to always go one at a time.
It's a nice idea, but it's maybe a bit too fiddly for actual use. Maybe we're just like doing something wrong. Maybe the piece is like not ideal. It exists.
It exists, so that's a possibility. But yeah, you can see, because there are multiples here, I only keep the brown and black in here, and you can see that I've actually taken some colors out there and actually keep them in there. And because of the nature of these, so now I want to work on a bit that has black, I literally just press my finger into it and you can literally pick them up like that. Just wanted to point that out.
Interesting.
Okay,
So,
I'm not sure if there's much more to say about.
I think we've touched about on everything. One more thing, we've been talking about other sites where you can buy these things. We've been talking about the cheap versions. We've been talking about the cheap versions that are potentially not pleasant because they have been knocked off somewhere. There are also like very legit sites where you can buy these, and the prices of these can differ from very cheap to very expensive.
Very expensive. There are also sites where you can actually send in your own photos or artwork and they can actually turn it into a diamond painting for you. Now obviously that is more closer to the $100 range from when I last looked. So those will be very pricey, but also very personal.
I say if you want to get into this, your best shot would be to look into one of your local cheap dollar stores or anything, if they have anything like this, even if it's something not so desirable like that. If you buy it like a bit smaller, you can see if the kind of activity is for you or if it annoys you. And then you maybe can buy something bigger than this.
Yeah.
And you can always go from there. Start small.
Yeah, I personally find it very relaxing. I enjoy it. I end up doing it for hours at a time to the point that my shoulders hate me the next day because I get so invested I forget to move. Please remember to stretch, people. It's important.
Yeah, ergonomy.
Yeah.
Or what it's called in English.
Something like that.
Ergonomie in German.
So yeah, I don't think we really have much more to say.
I don't think we do.
But yeah, that is diamond painting as a discussion point, a talking point, ways you can store your pieces as you're working, ways to store them, while you're waiting to frame them.
What do you think about it? Will you want to see more of this? Do you want to see more like traditional art stuff? I don't know. Do you have any suggestions for this channel? Please leave it in the comment section.
Yes, please. I can hear tumbleweeds blowing through our comment sections.
Yeah,
there's nothing going on there.
We can only do more things that interest you if we know what those things are. Please leave us comments. Please say what you like, what you don't like.
Yes.
Any comment is like very well welcomed. That was what I wanted to say.
Yeah, well welcomed. We are always open to discussions. Of course, keep it civil. But yeah, we would like to know what people want to see. I mean, do you want to see some of this being completed in some kind of time lapse? It can be done. But I need to know.
We need to know. So in this kind of way, please also don't be shy. If you like this, leave a like. If you like this kind of content, leave us a subscription.
Don't be shy. Say hi.
Say hi. Exactly. So that's it for this week. Have a nice one. Bye.
Goodbye.